Hi guys, David here. So basically I'm just thought I'd do some ballooning in my garden in the lovely sunshine which we've been having. Hope you're all doing well. I'm just going to do some fun design balloons. I'm also going to show you how to make them, and as I say, if you want to get into balloon model, these are the easy basic step by steps. And there's my lovely pool there. I might go for a dip after because it's a little bit hot today. So I'm just going to set my timer because I can't actually see any of your comments. So first of all, what we use these pumps. Now you can blow them up with your mouth. I can't because it takes lots of practice because your cheeks hurt. I'll demonstrate by trying to blow one up. So these are Qualitex balloons. Now these are the ones which most balloon modelers and magicians use. The reason being is because they're just a really good maker models. Sorry. Anyway, don't do that, whatever you do. And so what you do is you hold it out, ow! Like, that's why I use a pump, because this is ridiculous. I can't do it very well, as I see with my mouth. So what you do is I'm going to make a sword. So I'll show you how to make a sword. Now there are different types of swords which you can make. Now you don't do that. That's silly, that. What you do is like stretch another one, and you basically pump it up. Now you want to pump it up so it's about, it's got like a little bit of a nib on the end, and then you tie it. Now this is the bit which I always struggle with. So what you do when you're tying it is you get your two fingers and you wrap it round your two fingers, so it's like that, and then you basically push this bit here through the middle of your fingers, and then you pull it. And that was the hardest bit. That took me ages to find out for that. So you should end up with something like this. Now there's going to be different types of swords which you can make. This is a really basic one. So you take, say about a hand's length there, whatever your finger's length is, and you give it a twist. Now with balloons, you can twist them for quite a good while, and the Qualitex don't tend to pop. For a good few twists, say about 10 twists. Then what you do is you want to say another 4 fingers, and then another 4 fingers, and then you're bending it so it looks something like that. And then you take these two and you pinch them together, and then you twist them. So you should have something like that. And then what you do is you want to get this loop, and you want to match them up so they're kind of like the same end. You just give it a little bit of a squeeze to get some air out, and then you're folding that one over so it's like that. And then you basically get them the same, pinch them all together, and then you twist them all. And you just keep twisting. Twist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you should end up something like that. Now that doesn't look like a sword, because what you need to do is you need to move them about. So you twist these back, move the handle, and then you've got a basic, like, dagger sword. So that is sword number 1. Now the swords that I tend to make aren't these ones. So if you ever have me at your party, there's 2 types of other swords. The reason I don't make these ones much is because when you fight them like that, as you can see, it tends to do that. So I don't make them like that. I make them a little bit more indestructible. So I'll show you that. I'll just get rid of that one. So you take another balloon and you give it a stretch. The reason you stretch it is just so it expands a little bit better. And then you take your pump, and again you pump it up. Now you want to pump this one up so it's right at the end, so it's got like a little nip on the end, and then what you do is just let a bit of air out. It's called burping in the balloon world. And then again you wrap it up, tie the knot in like I showed you before, spin it around, put it through, and you tie the knot. Now this is my preferred go-to sword. The reason being is because it tends not to come apart that dare I say it's indestructible. They can be popped still, but this is the sword which I go to all the time to make when I do parties, because I see kids and they're fighting with them and everything, and they're literally, you'll see what I mean. So what you do is you've got a sword like that, or a long balloon like that, and then you want to fold it, and you want to make like a little small 1-inch bubble, just twist it at the end, and then you want to make roughly a loop, say about, doesn't need to be no bigger than that, and then you twist that together like that, and then you take the bubble, the little bubble, and you push it through once, twice the bubble, and that is it. And then you take this end and you feed it through and you pull it up so it looks like that, and then you just basically just stretch it round so it looks like a little bit more of a sword. And then that is when, now that one you can sweep around, you can tend to hit people over the head, and it also makes a good axe as well. And you can, don't do that. The heat, that's, I must have popped it on a bit of a pin there. So that's that basic sword there. And then this is the more like a cutlass sword. So I'll show you this one. So again, pump it up. You want to leave about a finger and a half from the top, there a little bit, and then you tie it the same way that I showed you. And this is the way I do this one. So you want to squeeze it so it's a bit more malleable, and just give it a stretch. And then this is how I make this particular sword. So I start off by making a loop. So I make a loop, just so I know how much I'm going to do, perfect. And then I'll start to do a twist. And this tends to get a little bit complicated because of the fact that you have to keep hold of these little bubbles. So this one takes a little bit more practice to do. Just give it 2 twists, then you take another bubble and give it another few twists, then you hold that in your hands, give it another bubble, few twists so they don't come on, and just check, they roughly be the same size, doesn't need to be exact. And then another bubble, and again that's why I left some air in the top, because as you can see it's starting to go down. That's what you always want to do, you always want to check the top just to make sure that there's still plenty of room. Perfect. And now this bit here, so this bit here is going to be the handle. So what I then do is I then twist around here, I then do another little twist at the top, and then another little twist. There, and then you twist that bit into there, and then that holds it all in place, and then you've got a nice sword with a built-in knuckle duster on it. So this is my, and again this can double as an axe if you want to. So these are my 3 main swords, and I'm just going to make something for the ladies, because I haven't thought of the ladies and the little girls in this. This is how you make a flower or a magic wand. So you get any coloured balloon. I like purple, but there's reds, pinks. Let's get a green out as well. So this will be the stem for the rose, or for the flower, should I say. And then what you want to do, this is dead easy to make this one. So you basically cut that up, and you let a bit of air out, and then you stretch, tie it off. Now the way you tie it is, I'll come closer so you can see. So you take the end, get your 2 fingers, and you're wrapping it round your 2 fingers. So it wraps around your 2 fingers, and then you're coming around the back, and you're pushing it through the gap there, and then you're pulling it with your fingers, and you pull that out like that. That's how you tie it. That's, believe it or not, was the hardest part for me. I used to tie it with 1 finger and then end up scraping the finger, which wasn't good. That pool's looking in nice, and I might go in that in a minute. So then you've got this is going to be the stem of your flower. So now what you want to do is you want to bring it up together, and you want to find roughly say where you want the stem to be. So I say I want it about there, so I'm going to go up there, and then I'm going to take this part, and I'm just going to twist here, and then I'm going to bring them back together, and then I'm going to twist there, and then I'm going to pull these both down, and I'm going to twist them into each other. So it looks something like that. Now you can make these bigger or smaller. I like to keep mine small, so you can get more of the hand, because this can be double up as a magic wand as well. So basically you just pump some air in, because this is going to be the end which your flower's going on. And then the way you put a bend in the stem is you bend it where you want the stem to be, about there, and then you start to pinch, and you just pinch it, and then that will then keep a bend in the actual stem. Put this aside, and then I'm going to take my purple, which is here, and get my pump, and then with the flower, what I tend to do is I blow it virtually right up, and then let it go down again, and then I'll let all the air out, and then I'll blow it up again, and then I'll let another good bit out. So I've got quite a long tail out, because I like to make my stems quite soft and malleable. So you just give it a squeeze so it's nice and soft, and then I'm going to make my flower petals about this big. So what you do is I bend it like that, so you bend it in half, so about there. You can mess about with these, you can make them smaller, you can make them longer, you can make 4 or 5. I'm going to go about there, and then you basically just twist it, and then you take this end and you push it through. Once, twice, push it through. So then you've got like that, and then basically what you're doing is you're just repeating it. So you want to get roughly about the same size. Repeat. Now, twist that. And into a marble. And twist that one in. And squeeze it. Just watch the end. And squeeze that one in. And again, it doesn't matter when you mess them out. You can just, when you're just practicing this, it doesn't matter if they're not all the same size. Sometimes mine are, but that makes it even more. So I think I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. And then what you do at the end is you just twist it, and you just pull, and you let the air out. And then this little bit, you wrap it around the centre, and you tie it. And then you thread it through one, and then thread it through again. So it looks like that. Now it doesn't look like a flower, I know, I hear you, but wait. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take this end and you're going to put it into the middle. But before you do that, what you want to do is you want to move these around so they kind of are in that like shape, and then you take this end, and what I do is I like to put a twist in it. You don't have to do this, but I like to because I find that it makes it easier. And then you just basically just twist that in to the middle, and then you just make it representative, and then there you have your flower or your magic fairy wand. Well, thank you very much guys for tuning in and watching me make some balloons. Hope you practice them. As I say, they are you can get these all on the links on, I'm pretty sure Craig will put some links on there for you to get them, and also links where you can get the balloons, but they're Qualitex and they're 260s. So these ones are 260s, and what that means, that just means the thickness and the length, and these are 160s, which are slightly smaller ones. I'll blow one of these up and show you what they look like, so just so you know the difference. So you've got 260s which are standard, and then these are 160s which are slightly smaller. These are for more when you're doing like detailed models, so you get one more intricate design. If I can get the thing on the end. And these are also fiddly to blow up, as you can clearly see. It's all live, that's why nerves. So here we go. There we go. So as you can see, that's much thinner than that one. So guys, without further ado, I'm going to go and jump in the pool, and then I'm going to end this right.